Hey, Gluten Free Badass, how are you tonight? It's pouring here. I don't know if it is by you, but hopefully you are dry and warm because we are going to make an amazing comfort food tonight. Fried mozzarella sticks. And as you may know, gluten actually creates strands that holds all sorts of things together, including the breading on fried cheese. So how are we going to recreate that without having that awful gluten that makes us sick? And there's actually 3 steps, and we have to do all 3 in order for them to work. And luckily they are easy and fun. So welcome, I'm glad that you're here. All right, so let's start with what we need to do. You need your cheese sticks, of course, but we need to put 3 bowls together, 3 containers full of really delectable goodness. The first one is you need brown rice flour, all right? You're just gonna pour that right into the container. Very easy. The second thing is we have 2 eggs, and we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of milk, and we're just gonna mix those up. And as you can tell, that's gonna be our batter. And then we are going to make our Italian seasoning, because that is what we've come to expect with our mozzarella. Interestingly, our mozzarella sticks, fried cheese sticks, actually came from France. And we'll talk more about that because it's pretty fascinating how it got originated. All right, so there's our eggs. Remove this out of the way. Now, we're gonna put in brown rice flour again, but this time we wanna season it. And like I said, we're gonna do just regular Italian seasoning that you can buy at the grocery store. And of course salt, because salt makes everything taste better. And then some garlic powder. Now, if you wanna spice that up, you could put in cayenne, you could put in chili powder or some paprika. Smoked paprika would taste particularly good. And you just mix that all up. Now, I'm gonna end up eating mine tonight with marinara sauce. How about you? Do you use salsa? Do you put jalapeno jelly on it, which I've heard of? Or cocktail sauce or pesto, or something completely different? I would love to know, as would our fellow friends, so that they can enjoy that culinary delight as well. All right, so now this is hilarious. It's one of the things I love about live streams. I've left the cheese in the refrigerator. So hang on, think about what you love the most about fried mozzarella sticks, and feel free to share. Okay, be right back. Well, hello. Thank you for hanging out still. Okay, so here's the key thing. In order to get the batter to actually stay on your cheese when you put it in the deep fryer and not have it like turn into this long, bad string, not a string like string cheese, but this just string of batter hanging out all by itself, because that's what happened to me originally. You need to dunk it in some flour initially, and you just want to dredge it. The flour will naturally stick to it, and you can see that. Just happily coat it. I actually, when I was having so much trouble trying to make this recipe the first couple times, I actually reached out to who I think is the best gluten-free chef in the Milwaukee area, and that is Ekwe at Wawatiki. And I said, your batter always stays on your delicious fish fry. What do you do? And he said, you got to dredge it in flour first. So thank you, Ekwe. You rock. All right, now we're going to put it in our egg mixture. Again, just let it drip there for a moment. Then we're going to roll it here in our Italian seasoning and our wonderful flour there. Now here's the second trick that you must do. You can't just stop right there. You actually have to go back to the eggs, and you must do it a second time. That way you get a really nice, like, strong coating that doesn't let the cheese escape at the first, blush of heat. All right, now we're gonna do this again, our second time, and we are then going to embark upon the third trick of all of this, and that is to put it in a pan with some parchment paper. Oh, yeah, let's do it up here so everyone can see it. And we're gonna put those in the freezer. All right, and the recipe that's already posted on wickedlywholesome.com underneath the recipe live stream is I give the recipe for 8 mozzarella sticks. But you can do less, you can do more, but you're gonna wanna get all of these puppies put together and put them in the freezer for at least 2 hours. And as you can see, it gets nice and messy and goopy, so it's a fun thing for yourself, but it's also a fun thing to do with small kids. So once you take those out of the freezer, you have, hear that hard, nice and hard, you have really cold that are mozzarella sticks that are ready to hold together. Sarah, I totally agree, mess is fun, even for kids at heart, older kids at heart like us. All right, so this is so easy. So the next thing you're gonna do, actually, let me move some of this over, because we gotta get this fryer into the picture. I just have this nice little fryer. You might remember when we made the beignets, we used this fryer. And I'm gonna gently move it over without unplugging it, which is always the trick. Okay, so we're gonna kind of get it in there and you can see it. All right, so you're gonna take only 4 at a time, even though you might be making 8, or maybe 16 or 24, depending on how big your family is or how many friends you have over. You're just gonna put all 4 in there, and you're literally gonna put this in here for a minute and 45 seconds. And why so exact? Because when it cooks too much, it just oozes out. All that beautiful gooiness goes into the oil, and we want it to go into our tummies. No worries, Sarah. This is why the good Lord created shout. If there's any stains that get in that, including oil, I just shout them out and we're good. But thank you. All right, so while those cook, are you ready for this? In 1393, okay, in France, so 600 years ago, the first recorded recipe for fried cheese sticks came into existence. And let me just double check these. We're just going to move them around a little bit, okay? Because we don't want them to stick. I'm just going to make sure they're not sticking. Oh, there we go. Oh, I can start to smell the cheese and the Italian flavoring. Ooh, okay. So in 1393, a lot of bad things were happening in France. One was the bubonic plague. So about half of everyone you knew, loved ones, friends, co-workers, dead. 2, your beloved Catholic Church, which was pretty much the primary church at the time, had 2 popes, which was one too many, and they kept taxing everybody for everything. And the economy stunk, which is why they were taxing everyone. So it was a super bad time. So what did they do? They decided to fry some cheese. Really, because what more do you need to feel better than some fried cheese? Interestingly, it was Munster cheese, not mozzarella. I'm going to try that at some point. Allie, I'm glad you're watching. Hello. I was wondering how your urban ecology training went today. The other thing to keep in mind, hold on one second. Let's just see. I don't have my happy. We're going to get those puppies out here. All right, so take a look at these. Are these not like so delicious and awesome? All you're going to do is you're going to take your Happy Tongs, you're going to take them out, I'm going to put them to the side. Oh, Susan, hello, how are you? I'm glad you're watching again too. All right, so here's a little bit of a difference though. I want to show you, in case you don't have time to freeze, or honestly you don't have the patience and you just want your cheese sticks now, it's not the end of the world. You can take the one that you made, or whatever ones you made, you can make them fresh, but we're just gonna make them for a moment. We're only gonna cook them for a minute. And I just want you to see the difference so you understand what, you might like it better that way, or you might consider it a trade-off. But either way, we have a moment here for you to say that. Okay, so where was this recipe for fried cheese sticks in France? Okay, this part's a little nauseating. It was a cookbook written for how a woman, a young bride, could help take care of her older husband. But again, what I find so interesting is, what's the proper way to care for your husband? Make them fried cheese sticks! Woohoo! I'm in for that. So I love that origin. And then eventually, like anything in Europe, it kept moving its way around, and the Italians loved it, and it came to America, and here we are 600 years later, still trying to make it. Oh, Cheryl, hi. I'm glad you're here too. How are you? So we're gonna let that cook for a minute more. As some of you may have read today, we are, Wickedly Wholesome is going to be making fried mozzarella sticks and beer-battered cheese curds and all sorts of other gluten-free delights like funnel cakes, French fries, all on dedicated equipment, and all of it is 100% gluten-free. And we're going to be at the Bayview Bash, which is a neighborhood in Milwaukee, on September 21st, and it's between 11 a.m. and 10 p.m. So hope to see you there. So again, you can make these at home for yourself, but you also can come and have us make them for you, which is always a good option. All right, so let's take a look. So I want to show you the difference here. Make sure these are hot. I'm not going to burn my fingers off. All right, so you can see here, here's the one that was frozen, here's the one that's fresh, okay? So the one that's frozen, it's a little darker, you get a little bit more of a crisp on it. And this one, if I could touch it, you're gonna see it's much, let's see if I can generate this. It's oozier in the sense of when you start eating it, it's really gonna start to get a little bent, which is okay, but just want you to know the difference. This one's gonna be more of a firm crunch. Oh, Cheryl, you missed what so you can rewatch. Basically, we use brown rice flour. And what a good question, because here's the thing. Brown rice flour has a gritty texture, right? So let's use it for its strength. Often, regular gluten mozzarella sticks are, they use breadcrumbs or they use just flour. We kind of have the best of both worlds here by using the brown rice flour. You kind of get that sense, that texture of breadcrumbs, but you also get the wonderful coating of flour. It's the perfect marriage. So Cheryl, just showing you too, we made a little Italian mixture. The recipe is up on the website already. I'm trying to get ahead on that, so got that out there. The other fun thing to know here is that string cheese was created first in Wisconsin, at Baker Cheese Factory in St. Cloud, Wisconsin. And God bless Mr. Baker for figuring out that we could all need these and use these. Okay, so let's try this. And this is the frozen one because I always like the best. I like that crispiness best. Oh. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Look at that. Look at this. It's amazing. So what are you saying? That's interesting. You probably could use that and roll it thin. Try it. Let us know how it turns out. I'd be curious. Crispy, ooey, salty, flavorful. What more could someone want in 2019 or in 1393? All right. I hope you have a wonderful week. I have so much food in my mouth I can barely talk to you. Remember, just keep being you and never compromise on that because you are a serious gift. All right, take care, badass. Talk to you soon.